Hi there, Scott Hamilton, ROCKFILE, back with another podcast review for your ears. Going to be talking about the 2013 film R.I.P.D. I know this seems kind of random, but I have a story. This was a movie I always wanted to see because I'm a Ryan Reynolds fan and a Jeff Bridges fan. And I never did because the reviews were bad. It was a big box office bomb. I just never saw it. Well, the other day I picked up, I don't know, one of the recent Universal movies, Scarface or something. And with Universal movies, it comes with a digital copy. And then when you flip it over, they basically give you enough of their reward points to get another movie. Now, they only give you a choice of certain movies, and I have a pretty big collection. So when they give me a choice of, hey, choose from these 5 movies, I usually own most of them. And I did in this case. But one of the choices I had was Bourne Supremacy, which the movie I own on Blu-ray, but I don't have a digital copy of it because Universal didn't do digital copies back then. And R.I.P.D, which I've never seen. They gave me the Bourne Supremacy free copy because I used my reward points in 4K, but not the R.I.P.D copy. Oh, well. So anyway, I got a chance to see it, and why not? I gave it a shot. I wanted to like it. It's not terrible. But yeah, you know, unless you just want to see it, I'd skip it. That's a short review. Movie had $130 to $150 million budget. It only grossed $78 million. The director, Robert Schwetke, he went on to direct the Divergent movies, which did not, well, I guess the first one did well, but the rest of them didn't. And most recently directed Snake Eyes, which he didn't do a half bad job with that movie. And he's directed some okay movies. You know, he directed Red, which was a lot of fun. Flight Plan, that was okay. Time Traveler's Wife, I didn't see that. But Snake Eyes, that was his most recent thing, not bad. This one, though, the producers of the Fast and Furious worked on it. You can tell this was supposed to be a huge summer blockbuster. You got Jeff Bridges and Ryan Reynolds starring in it. Kevin Bacon's in it. Mary Louise Parker. You've got an up-and-coming director. It was released in July. It's only 90 minutes. Yeah, kind of like the new Matrix movie, there's some really good ideas and some good things in this. I don't know. I've never read the comic book R.I.P.D. that this is based on. I hear this is a pretty terrible adaptation. Part of the problem lies with Jeff Bridges is doing kind of this caricature, cartoonish, Old West character. And Ryan Reynolds is playing the straight guy, and kind of this is the quiet Ryan Reynolds. This is the downplayed Ryan Reynolds. This is the one from like Safe House with Denzel Washington, where he doesn't crack wise, where he's just a guy who's a good cop, and now he's a dead cop. On the Rest in Peace department, you can tell it's comic book origins. I really liked Mary Louise Parker in this. I think she's a great actress and she's fun in this. Kevin Bacon was Kevin Bacon in this. Ryan Reynolds was not playing his typical Ryan Reynolds. That may have helped the movie, but this was 2013, so he didn't have quite the power he does now. And Jeff Bridges, he's probably doing exactly what they told him to do. Came up with this old style Wild West character, but I don't know. It seemed like it should have been funnier. Now, the effects are great. I mean, they do everything from car chases down the middle of the street where cars and other things are flying down the street with them. This was a big budget, going to be a big summer blockbuster that just didn't hit. It just doesn't work. There's a lot of it I went, really? That's where they went with that? And I don't know if I can blame the screenwriters. It may be like that in the original comic book, but this is one of those movies that just, wow, they had all the makings of a big blockbuster and they couldn't pull it off. I guess you could blame it on the director. You have to. He's the dude in charge. But the producers know better. And all in all, they probably, movies get cut together in pieces. I don't know if you know how they're made, but they're not always filmed chronologically. Sometimes they film the last scene first and that kind of thing. And then they put it all together. And I'm sure the pieces parts of this movie look great. The action scenes were great. The comedy scenes were, probably play funnier separately than in the course of the movie. I love the downbeat, deadpan way that Mary Louise Parker plays her character. That's what she's good at, and she does great. Kind of turns into a CG fest, as a lot of movies did in the mid, 2013. Hard to say all in all what really doesn't work. I'll tell you what really doesn't work. It feels like Men in Black, not as good as Men in Black. It is draped over, it is Men in Black. And this was the critique that was hurled against it back then and still is. Maybe the comic is. But it feels like Men in Black. Just not as funny. Wish it had been. Of course, Men in Black, people remember the second and third movies better than they really were. Well, the third movie was much better than the second movie. The second Men in Black movie is actually pretty terrible. But at the time, it was great. R.I.P.D. is one of those movies that didn't age well. It's just okay. It's a lot of CG, a lot of things that are supposed to be really funny and big and action-oriented or comedy-oriented. It fell flat. We have learned since this movie to let Ryan Reynolds just do Ryan Reynolds. Just do what you do. Let him do it. Kind of a waste. The amount of money spent on it, the effects. The effects were great. There's a lot of really interesting things in this movie. But if it's streaming for free, watch it late night when you can pause it and go to the bathroom and come back and not pay much attention to it. It wasn't a great film, and I'm glad I got to watch it for free. Don't know that I ever watch it again unless somebody says, "Wow, is there a Ryan Reynolds movie I haven't seen?" I would pull this one out. Most people haven't seen it. R.I.P.D. Rest in Peace Department. You can skip it unless you're just really, really dying to see it. It's not painfully bad. It's just when it's over, it's like, wow, I almost hate myself for watching that. Just was okay. Just not terrible. Just flat. Just didn't work. Oh, well. Got to have those reviews too, right? Scott Hamilton here, ROCKFILE. Thank you again for checking out one of my podcasts. I have a whole bunch more up there. Feel free to share, like, subscribe. All in all, I do this because you listen to them. Thank you for listening. More on the way.